Hi, welcome to Chronicles of Numerology. Today we'll see together how to calculate the destiny matrix. In this first part, we'll cover the personal matrix, the health matrix, the matrix related to our ancestors, and the finance and relationship zones. In part 2, we'll see how to calculate your personal year number and your life missions. For this first part, I'll start by using letters. Then we'll do an example with the birth date. The detailed interpretation of each number will come later. Important rule: we always reduce results to a number between 1 and 22. For example, if you get 23, you add 2 plus 3, which will give you 5. So let's start. Take the matrix diagram. First, we place the 5 key numbers. A is the day of birth, B is the month, C is the year. Then we calculate D as the sum of A plus B plus C. Next, E, which is the sum of A plus B plus C and plus D. At each step, if a result is higher than 22, reduce it back to the 1 to 22 range. Next, we'll calculate the secondary numbers of the personal matrix. This is what makes our personality feel more complex. In zone A, we calculate A1 as the sum of A plus E, then A2 as the sum of A plus A1. We'll do exactly the same thing for B, C, and D. And don't forget, always reduce to 1 to 22 range. The A zone is the portrait and relationship zone. That is the environment of our childhood and the parent-child dynamic. The zone B is the talent zone, what comes naturally to us and can be developed. The zone C is the material karma, which is finances and work. The zone D is the karmic jail, recurring patterns, the first lesson we're trying to learn. And E, which is the sum of the previous zones, is our comfort zone. It's who we are. This zone is very important because, as you can see, it connects to all the other zones of our matrix. Now, let's move to the health matrix. You'll see a color code on the chart. Each color is linked to a chakra, and each chakra is associated with an organ or a physiological system. The numbers for each chakra are split into 3 columns. The first column refers to the physical body, the second to energy, and the third to emotions. Practically for each chakra, there is one number for the body, one number for the energy, and their sum gives the emotional component. You read the physical column from left to right, and the energy column from top to bottom. Then you add them for the emotion column. So now let's move to the ancestors matrix. When working with personal matrix, you can work in parallel with the ancestor matrix. We calculate 4 additional points: F, G, H, and I. F is the sum of A plus B, G is the sum of B plus C, and as you can see, this is the other part. As with the personal matrix, we also create secondary numbers. So for example, F1 is the sum of F plus E1. E1 we calculate it as the sum of A plus G plus H and plus I, the number here. So, continue. We calculate these zones because it represents the masculine and feminine line, as you see, feminine and masculine. These are the strengths that are entrusted to us and the challenges that are transmitted. So finally, there are three very practical and useful zones for our matrix. First, we need to calculate the number in P zone, which is the sum of C1 plus D1. Then Q, which is the sum of P plus C1, and then R, which is the sum of P plus D1. So the zone D1, R, and P is our relationship zone. This zone, we understand the dynamic of relationship as a couple. It helps us understand why we attract certain types of partner and how the relationship functions and where tension may appear. Next we have C, C2, C1, QP, this zone here, which is the career and finances zone. It indicates the field that may suit us as work, possible challenges, and how to overcome them. Finally, the E1, E2 zone here. This is the ancestor's task. What remains to be accomplished to move the family story forward. So that's all for today. If this video was helpful, you can like it and subscribe so you don't miss the next part. In part 2, we'll see how to calculate your personal year and your life mission, the personal social karma. See you very soon.